Hello and welcome back to the I Fox the Juice podcast. I'm your host Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the flippy acrobatic shit to my Michelle Pereira. Rain, what's going on, Rain?
Wait, hold on. Oh my god, I'm seeing double. Oh my god, my eyes hurt. God, I can't continue with this podcast, Juice. I gotta go.
So I go into Michelle Pereira and you go straight into Duffy, yeah.
I've been seeing that a lot, so yeah.
So before we continue officially, you said you couldn't catch the fights, you just saw highlights. Regarding the Duffy fight, you didn't need to see anything, but obviously you know about this, so I'll let you continue because we're going to get into the review, but we didn't talk about this last week, so we could just get our little 2 cents about this, and I guess we'll go into the Tristan Connolly stuff in a bit as well.
It's weird that it's like 2 weekends in a row there's like controversy with like eye pokes. It didn't involve John Jones.
Congo was 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, because that was the day before, the day after the Khabib fight, right?
Yeah, wasn't it last weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a Friday or Saturday night. Yeah. And both were disputed, and I don't know, man. It's just I've heard things. I don't know. I tend to find it weird. This is gonna sound weird because I'm a guy, but I think guys will fake a nut shot before they fake an eye poke. I don't know why. I just I think people just have instant sympathy with a shot to the nuts, and they don't try to question it too much. So they just go for it. It's like, hey, I fell to my knees in pain. Like, obviously you got to give me time. But I don't know, with the eye poke, I think if you're complaining about an eye poke, most likely you got poked.
Yeah, I guess he just immediately said like, yeah, I'm seeing double. Didn't even like ask to take time or whatever. So I guess people had issue with that he didn't really try to like take time and then try to get back into the fight.
Well, you got to remember too that there's no set rule as far as time goes with eye pokes. There is for low blows, but not for eye pokes. It's kind of just up to the referee. Like, are you good, or do we need the doctor? It's kind of just like, can you continue or not? It's basically how it's more or less written down and understood.
Not that they gave him like 5 minutes, but yeah, I guess people are like griping about that. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
why didn't he fight it?
The 5 minute rule. The 5 minute rule only applies to low blows, even with women. Which I'm not gonna say that's wrong. It's just weird. Like, why wouldn't you just do that across the board with anything? With a headbutt, with eye pokes, with whatever you want. Accidental knee to the face.
Yeah, well, it sucks because it's been 4 years. Has it been 4 or longer?
Yeah, it was 4 years. It was 4 years. I forgot about that. I was like, it was weird because when he'd come back, he had like 1 or 2 fights in the UFC, then he lost. He got cut. He came back like 3-4 years later, got knocked out by Frank Mir, and then I think he had like another loss. So it's been like 10 years in the UFC, and I think he's had like 5 fights. It's ridiculous.
To be out that long and then finally come back and to end up like this. Strange. Oh, and I guess he was talking shit about the media. How they don't like help elevate fighters, promote them, even with like fighter pay. Just like bitching and complaining. But I guess he's not even on social media, so he doesn't really see what's really going on. It seems like, because I think like Bloody Elbow and I don't know who else, they do pretty good about talking about whatever lawsuits that are going on, or fighter, pay issues, or I mean, that's what I at least see.
Yeah, John S. Nash, he's at Bloody Elbow. He's like I think like an accounting guy. I think that's like his day job, and he does a lot of the finance stuff, the monopoly stuff, like the lawsuit and all that. Yeah, he's really good. And then I got to give a shout out to these guys because I don't think they get enough love. MMA Payout, I think his name's Jason Cruz, one of the main guys over there. He does some good work. He follows up on all the lawsuit stuff and a lot of the financial stuff of MMA. So yeah, I mean, I think that's more for like the real hardcores that know about that. But yeah, I don't know. Todd Duffy's always he's just never seen like a bright man to me.
That's too bad because I guess he still trains over here in NorCal, um, with AKA and CSA. So he goes back and forth, and they're two good, really good gyms. So
That's interesting. So is CSA, they're like, how would you even describe them? Because they have some people that are like devout students. You know, the Amber Librox, what's his name? Gas. How come I can never remember his name? The Peruvian kid, Castellanos. What's his name?
Gaston Bolanos.
Bolanos. Sorry. I actually like the guy, but I'm like, I didn't want to say Gastelum, but I'm like, it's something close there. Yeah, Bolanos, Librock. I mean, they have some good students. And then Nakamoto, she did a lot of training there too, right?
Yeah, I think she's back, but not permanently.
I know she's been getting like paperwork and stuff. I've been seeing like her Twitter that she's like trying to get in process. I think she's gonna get her surgery or her stem cell or whatever soon. I think
She's
she's
actually
left.
in the no, she's in the process right now. She's already there. She's been vlogging about it.
She's in Costa Rica already. It was Costa Rica, right?
I think it is. Is
Yeah,
it? Yeah, it's somewhere down there,
or
but
Panama,
she's
one of
yeah,
those countries that are shady.
she's blogging with meeting with the doctors and doing whatever. Yeah, she's already down there. So good for her. Yay. I hope it all works out for her.
Yeah, me too. But no, yeah, but it is weird. Like CSA is like they seem like a very unique gym that they have like devout, loyal students, but they bring in so many people, like, and they work with so many gyms. That's the craziest part. They because you said that Alpha Male had a thing going on with them too, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that of a big gym. The only time I remember it, and this was like back in the day, I don't even know if they do it too much, was Trevor Whitman, the one that trains Rose and Gaethje. They used to work with Jackson a lot, with Jackson Winklejohn, like back in the day with like and GSP. They would do that a lot, but they don't do that anymore. That was the only time I used to hear about that before.
Yeah, they do so much. He's so popular, so yeah, I was watching Touchy doing pad work. There's a video up, a recent one. It looks so good. He looks so fucking dangerous. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
he's getting better, man. He was probably one of the best strikers at Team Alpha Male, and he's still getting better.
It's just those elbows. You should just go on and watch. Go look at it.
All
CSA.
right,
It's
all right.
scary. The elbows he was throwing. Holy shit. Like I'm shaking a little right now. But Kieran's such a awesome like pad holder too. He's a fucking badass coach.
He does it right.
Yeah, just the combos that he makes them throw and what he calls for, like, and the power that they put in when they're striking too, and they just make it effortless.
Nice.
It's a good team. Like when Amber switched over, I forgot which gym she was at, but when she switched over, her striking just dramatically changed.
Isn't Amber from Oakland? She
Yeah,
hood, no?
I think so. I think she was from up there, but yeah, she ended up switching gyms.
Yeah. Yeah, she scares me. Even though she's on a bit of a losing streak, she still scares me for some reason. Cause she real hood. That white girl real hood. Anyway. We're going off on tangents as we tend to do, and just as just the intro. Let's officially get into the rewind, but rewind of UFC Vancouver. And and to continue where we started with Tristan Connolly, who basically became the breakout star of the Vancouver card. Again, Rainey said he didn't watch fights, but he watched highlights, and I would implore you to watch the fight because it's even if though you know the result and even though it is shocking, it's still crazy to see just the heart. This guy's like he reminded me. I know this is a stretch too far because the dude's a legend, but it really reminded me of like a young Frankie Edgar, like just his tenacity, just his. I remember what they used to say about Frankie, like the little engine that could, because he'd always fight these monsters. It was dope seeing, man. And Michelle acting a fool, and this dude just all business and took it to him.
I heard Michelle took like 6 minutes just to get to the
Yeah,
cage.
it
He,
was
he
like
was already he was already gassed out at that point, anyways.
that.
So
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, he did do like a coordinated dance with his coaches halfway through the hall. You know, like right, midway through the audience. He just he just stood and started like gyrating and doing this weird like salsa dance or something. I don't know what it was. This weird like Brazilian tribal dance or some shit. It was weird.
it's sad, man. I mean, this kid came in. Oh, how old is this kid, anyways?
Tristan,
Tristan is what?
I think he's a little
He's
younger
not
than
even a
me,
kid. He's
27 or something.
33.
33. Oh shit! I thought he was like 29, 27. I didn't think he was much younger than me. Damn.
Yeah.
Pineda, what's Pineda? He's like 25. Pineda's maybe the young one.
He's the young one, so
Oh, damn.
different weight class. Michelle didn't even make weight.
Jumped off the scale though. Did a backflip off the scale.
I
Good
saw
for that.
that.
I'm
Like,
surprised. I don't know if Dana was there or whoever was there, but if Dana, I'm surprised they didn't give him shit, man. Whether it's the commissioner, especially if I was Dana, I'd be like, "What the fuck is your problem, dude? Like, I know you're trying to be entertaining, but we're gonna lose you a day before the fight because of a fucking backflip." Like, you know how
yeah,
he'd get a cowboy. Like, I'd be getting mad at him too.
yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't the scale move? Somebody got on the scale and it moved, and
like they were almost gonna slip or something.
yeah, God, I
Mm.
forgot who that was, and they ended up like finally like securing it or something. It's happened before. I forgot who it was.
Are you talking about the Vancouver card that's actually happened, or this is just some other
No,
that you
it's
remember?
like a while. It's a while back. It was a
Oh,
UFC fight. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Shit, I forgot. Anyways, yeah, it's still dangerous. It's stupid. Like, come on, man. That's overboard. Come on, take care of yourself, dude. Don't be like Johnny Walker
Yeah.
celebrating with that the salute and dislocating his arm. Come on, be a little bit smarter than
Uh,
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's you think of all, you would learn from that. He was like the prime example. And Johnny Walker still like I think we all laughed it off. Like he including himself, like, all right, that was really stupid. But it was funny. But when Show was like, dude, you're more show than you are fight. Like my sister, she almost keeps away from fights now, but she knows a good amount. But I showed her, I was like, you have to see this. And I showed her the cartwheel somersault backflip thing that he did in the beginning of the fight. And immediately she was just turned off. She's like, "Fuck this guy! Like he can't even fight, can he?" And I'm like, "Well, he did get his ass kicked." I'm like, "Good, yeah." I'm like, "Why the fuck would you be scared of this guy? He's just a fucking clown." Like even she was like, "Yeah, nah, this ain't gonna work out for him."
But we like celebrated that last time.
Well, because he's so. I mean, take nothing away from the guy. He's goddamn athletic, but and I'm not here to say that he can't fight. Yeah, I was just
Uh-huh.
saying this comment from my sister because that was just like her gut reaction. I think he's a decent fighter, and I liked his antics, but I'm not never a fan of. I couldn't call myself like a real big Michel Pereira fan because those types of guys always they end up disappointing me, and that's why I like guys like Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar and Condit and Lawler because they're not necessarily the most athletic guys. They just come to fight and they're all heart and guts. And that's the kind of shit I like. And Pereira's like, yeah, it might be exciting for 90 seconds, and then what?
And I think that's what he wanted, anyways. He just wanted to be like memorable, if anything, right? If
So
anything,
you're writing him off already?
I mean, no. Hopefully, he'll think about moving up, right? Weight classes, because he
That's
missed weight. So hopefully, like that will change, and he would think about managing his, tank instead of gassing out in the first round. You know what I mean? You already missed weight, so you're not completely depleted. That's what I want to say. You're not completely depleted, and then you go and do that, do the whole dance move and all the dancing, flying shit, and this kid comes out of nowhere. Was it 5 days notice? I think.
5 days. And you were telling me off air that he's what? Like he works at EA, the video game
Yeah,
developer.
EA Sports or some shit. Like what the hell?
What
And
does
he
he
like
do?
trains, and then he
What
trains people after.
do you know the specifics? Is he like a programmer, or is he just like a security guard there or something? Or
Yeah, he's at the desk. He does some of the moves, I guess. Some of the UFC games.
really?
Yeah, he does some of the choreography. Is That's what it sounds like to me. He
Hmm.
was talking about it on Ariel's show.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
For once, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I need to catch Ariel's show because yeah, I'd like to hear about him. But I saw that Cat was on Ariel's show. I don't know why, but I missed it. I gotta catch it. That's the only time I'll go out and seek it out is if Cat Zingano's on.
Oh, you need to listen to that. You didn't listen. You didn't listen to it.
I don't know what is it about. I mean, you don't have to tell me what she says or like what is she talking about.
Oh, she's just talking about what happened with the UFC and what's been going on with her, what she's been working
Oh,
on. She has a project out with ESPN, and it's directed by Ronda
Ronda.
Rousey.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
mentioned that I think last week. That oh, okay, okay. So
So that was,
is that kind of
yeah.
what she was saying before that you were saying when she parted ways? Like, oh, I'm working on a project, and I don't know if it's working with the UFC as far as scheduling or whatever.
Yes.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
what she was working on. She was
Uh,
talking about that and what's been going on with her and what's important to her and yeah, what she's looking forward to in the future. It was good, so you should just listen to it.
okay, will do. I had it queued up. I think last night, and I think I fell asleep. So I was been writing a article for the past couple of days, so it kind of took up a lot of my time.
Yeah,
So.
it was a good article too.
Oh, thank you,
So
thank you. Well, we'll go in a little bit more about that because it's about the Esparza Grasso fight. So this is going to be more of the un-PC, unfiltered shit talking side. If you want the actual real analysis, you can go and read it. But we'll get to all that in a bit. So that was Connolly. Another fight we'd cut. Well, we didn't cover this fight, but I wanted to make a little note about it. Misha Serkinov, Peruvian necktying. Peruvian necktie choking Jimmy Crute. Man, that shit. Okay, so did you see the actual sequence or did you see just the choke? Like, did you see what led up to it?
I just saw just the choke. So I should
Okay,
see the entire sequence.
well, it was interesting because he was getting his ass
Hmm.
whooped. Like, it was competitive. I believe it was the first
Hmm.
round sub. It was competitive, but I forgot how they ended up in the floor. And Crute got on top of him and was wailing on him. He got like a good 5, 6 punches in, and like I wasn't scared they were gonna stop the fight, but I'm like, dude, if he keeps taking punches, I don't know. And he just made a gambit. He took a few punches, and he was kind of covering up, and he just stopped covering up and put his hands down and went for his feet and like swept them. And as soon as he swept them, he kind of went for a guillotine and it kind of got fucked up. And then he went for the necktie. So it was like this little 15-second scramble where he was getting fucked up, turned it around, and then choked him out. It was amazing. Like he put himself out there. It's like I know I'm gonna get punched in the face right now, but I'm gonna be able to get a submission, and it worked out for him. It was amazing, and
Damn.
especially that it looked like he wasn't even going for a Peruvian necktie. It looked like he was trying to go for a guillotine, and it kind of got fucked up in the process, and he just went for it.
That's badass when it's like high level like that and you transition. You just
Yeah,
like
and
look for attacks.
I was just like when he put his hands down, I'm like no, because I kind of knew what he was going for. I'm like, dude, what if he gets a better position on you and he just starts wailing on you? Like this could be the end, especially because we've seen the Johnny Walker fight, the Volkan Ozdemir fight. I'm not really confident about Misha's chin, but it fucking worked out for him, man. So I give him props. She was amazing.
Yeah.
So Serkinov
Insane.
looks to be, yeah, he's gaining some steam again. Uriah Hall beat Shoeface in what some say was a controversial fight. I didn't really see what was controversial about it. It was a grappler versus a striker, and the striker to me did more damage. Uh, I want to give, I forget who the referee was, but I want to give the referee props because the third round, Shoeface had Uriah's back for basically the whole round, and the crowd started booing because it had been so exciting on the feet. And he told him like I want action. He kind of was succumbing to the crowd, but at the end he still let him work. So it's good that he didn't take away that position from Shoeface just because of the crowd. So Hall won. So I guess I was right. Did you pick Hall last week too?
Yeah, I picked Hall too. So the controversy was that they thought Shoeface won.
Yeah, some people thought he won, or they thought it was a draw because I guess because the
Oh,
last
okay.
round. I think so. I think what the people are saying is that Hall won the first two rounds,
Yeah.
but what's his name? Shufe should have won 10-8 in the last one, which I guess I could see the argument for because it was dominant. But it's like
Hmm.
you still lost two rounds, so I'm not mad about it.
Right. So it would
Yeah.
have been like 2-1.
And it
So.
wasn't like he just got outstruck. Like he got beat
Hmm.
up, like he got cut up, he got busted up. It wasn't like he just was getting out jabbed the whole night.
And then when they went to the ground, I mean, Shoeface couldn't do anything, right?
He took his back, and I mean he had dominant position, and he almost choked him out. But no, I mean obviously he didn't finish. So
Dude, he's a high level, man. That's so crazy.
yeah, he's very high
I mean,
level.
Uriah Hall just.
I was getting mad that people
I.
were booing because it's like, dude, like, this guy's a master. Like he's taking his time. Like give him time to work.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, I gotta actually watch that fight.
Like if this was Damian Maya, you probably wouldn't be booing, because you know what he's trying to do. But since I don't know, his name's Shoeface and he has an unfortunate looking face, I think he's just some dork trying to fucking I don't know. He doesn't know what he's doing or something. But no, he's very high level. And
Yeah.
and props to Hall because according to the what they said pre-fight that he's a blue belt. Given how long he's been fighting, I thought he'd been like a purple or brown belt at least, but he's still a
Yeah.
blue belt and he hung in there with him.
Shoeface, even though he's been out, like he still grapples. I know that he's grappled Gary Tonin in Chael Sonnen's promotion.
Damn.
I forgot what it was called, but yeah, that's what he did, and he did it in short notice. There was something going on with Chael and Gary Tonin actually going head to head. Chael had to pull out because something going on with him, and then they were looking for an opponent. Gary Tonin even like called out we're doomed, but
Damn.
he ended up with Shoeface. So
That's
he's been in there, and God, I think Shoeface actually won that. It was a while back though, but
that'd have been crazy. But yeah, no, I mean he is. I don't think people give him the respect he deserves. He is a legit black belt.
mhm,
Yeah, yeah,
dangerous. But good for Uriah Hall, man. See when he's in the zone, when he has it switched on, he's amazing. He's
he's
so hesitant. He's always been like that. Like it's so sad. He's so
yeah, no.
talented.
He fought angry, and then I guess they're friends, so he was like, it was pretty crazy that he would fight your friend angry. But no, yeah, he was driven. You could tell. I heard one of I think it was what's his name, Brandon Fitzgerald, the play-by-play guy, was saying when he was walking out that like he kind of just he's had a resurgence lately. He just kind of has a new outlook on life and fighting. And he said something that was like really touching to me that like kind of spoke to me. That Uriah Hall said that he found out something that we live two lives. We live our life, and then the second life is when we realize that we have so much of it left, or something like that. Basically, like until you decide living your true life, then you realize what life's really about. Something like that. It was really. I wish I would have wrote down that quote because it was really interesting how he said it. I'm like, damn, this guy's definitely on a mission now.
Huh. Shit. Unleash the Fury. Uriah. Shit.
Yeah.
Scary. God. See what happens, man. Hopefully he keeps, winning like that and gets he gets better. He's 35,
Yep.
right? He's getting up there, so he needs to do it now. Now is your time.
Yeah, and I know he got knocked out by Costa, and Derek Brunson too, but he hasn't had like a lot of wars. I know knockouts look bad, but it's usually the wars that do it to you. So he hasn't had a lot of wars. So I think he's still got a little bit some tread on the tires still. So yeah, hopefully he gets together and becomes the actual contender that we thought he would be one day. Your boy Glover Teixeira, he got a win against Nikita. Still doing it. I mean, I don't know what to really say about this fight. I mean, it's Glover being Glover.
Oh my god, I can't believe it went 3 rounds.
Did you pick him by sub? Because
Yeah, I picked him.
I picked Nikita just to be a prick, I guess, because I got mad at him for not being the fighting opponent, but I just wanted to go against Glover for some reason.
Yeah, I picked him. I don't think I said sub or whatever, but of course that's what I expect. That's what he's been doing for like
Oh,
multiple times. So
yeah, I think you did start it like that. Like he was like, oh, because of the coup de lava and so, I think he knocked out. I mean, he submitted what's his name, Robertson too, right?
yeah, like just the come from behind victory is like insane. So I'm surprised that it went 3 rounds. But I mean, what can he do? What I mean, go for another title run?
No.
That's kind of like already sailed. So what does he do? He just keep on like beating up little kids, beating up the youngins, being that
Has
gatekeeper.
has he fought Misha Cirkunov yet? I mean, I think that's a good fight to do.
Oh,
That sounds like one of those
good.
fights they were at least probably
Did they
signed
do that
on
one?
for. I think they probably signed it on and someone probably pulled out. It sounds like a fight that should have happened already at the very least.
Man, he's fought so many times too. It's insane.
Him and Cirkunov would be fun too, because Cirkunov, well, he's way more grappling based, so if they would go to the ground, that'd be dope. But I mean, like I said, I still don't trust his chin, and Glover still got some hammers in those hands, so
They fought in 2017.
it did. Who won? Did it say?
Glover, first round knockout.
Jesus. See, like he's fucking fought everybody. I
It's
mean, you don't want to
insane,
put
man.
him. I mean, Johnny Walker's already got a fight, but you don't want to put him up against a fucking kid like that, you know?
Nuts. 39. It's crazy too, man. I saw the interview. DC was interviewing him. Two old guys. They're like complimenting each other.
He mentioned that during the fight too, because the play-by-play guys are like, "Oh, DC, you never fought Glover, right?" Like, no, I didn't, but it would have been an honor to do so. I really like his style and I respect the guy a lot. So yeah, he was saying this during the fight,
That's
and then
crazy that they never got matched up.
yeah, because they both kind of fought everybody, right? It's like
Ah.
they would have been matched up eventually. And finally, the main event, Gagey knocked. I told you. Well, you said it too, but yeah, Gagey, half Mexican, living dangerously,
Mexican.
knocked out, knocked out Trump supporting Nasseroni. Man, it was. I can't say that I wasn't happy.
It's sad. It's
Yeah, but
sad,
well,
man.
it was actually very touching. I mean, it was a kind of a gnarly knockout, but it was cool that Gagey was all business. But as soon as his homie went down, he's yelling at the ref like, "Motherfuckers, like, really got to keep hitting him."
Right. Yeah, I did see that. He was upset about it.
Props to him for not fucking touching the ref though. Like, what's his face? Big country. That still rubs me the
Oh,
wrong way. He fucking punched
right.
what's his face in the ass. That wasn't
Yep.
cool. And let's be real here. I don't want to make it all political, but let's be real. He only got away with that shit because he's white. You remember Jason
You're not
High?
lying.
You remember Jason High? You know who
No.
he was? He
Uh-uh.
he's a black guy. He was in the UFC. Pretty good fighter. He uh he fought Dos Anjos back when Dos Anjos, like a little bit after he lost his belt. Dos Anjos dropped him with a head kick. It was a pretty nasty head kick. Like I thought it was a good stoppage. Dropped him, but he was getting back up and he was getting punched, and they stopped it in the middle of like him kind of getting up. And he got mad and he pushed the ref, not like aggressively, just kind of like, "Hey, what the hell, man? What the fuck?"
Hmm.
And Dana's like, "He'll never fight again. You will never put your hands on the ref." And I was like, "Really?" And then I think a few months or a year later, that whole thing of Big Country happened. Like nothing happened to him though, did it? Like, God damn it. But yeah, as we know now, Justin Gage is half Mexican, so he's priv he's privy to discrimination as well.
God damn, dude.
Anyway,
So what's next for him?
for Gagey,
Hmm.
well, all the media is talking about him and Connor, and I guess the debate right now is it's all revolving around Connor. Is should Connor fight Gagey or should Connor fight Poirier? And I mean, I think they're both good fights. I don't know why we're really entertaining the idea. I mean, I guess with Gagey it makes sense because you know, Khabib and Tony. I mean, it has to happen. And I mean, what Cowboy just lost? He was a top contender. Ali Quintus booked up. Kevin Lee, who knows when he's coming back? Like all the top contenders are gone. And then Felder. I mean, let's be real. I mean, I don't think anyone's really calling out for Felder, especially because that fight was kind of iffy.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess if I had to pick a fight, yeah, him and Connor makes all the sense in the world. I just have a feeling Connor don't want that smoke. I think he's gonna try and go after Poirier.
Yeah, I think that's the better option. I mean, they were supposed to fight anyways back in July.
Yeah,
They had the fight lined up, so might as well just go and move forward with it instead of waiting to see what happens with Khabib and Tony. Because who knows when that'll happen.
and then yeah, it was what Gagey broke his hand, right? They're saying that that's why he got pulled.
No, Connor broke his hand.
Oh, Connor did. Oh, I thought Gagey did. That was
No,
kind of
Connor.
weird because I'm like, man, I think even Gagey, if he did break his hand, I'm pretty sure he still take the fight. Connor too. To be fair to the guy, I mean, he doesn't pull out of fights, but he hasn't fought in a while, and if he breaks his hand, yeah, it's probably a big deal.
Yeah, and Gagey said that, even if there was an injury, he wouldn't back up. He wouldn't take the fight if Khabib or Tony got injured. He wouldn't do it. He
So
wants a full camp.
he doesn't want to replace either of them. If so, he
Yeah, because
won't do like the whole "oh, we'll pay you to make weight and stand by just in case" or something.
he said that they got to pay him really big money. Because he wants a full camp. He wants to be prepared. He's like, no, I'm not taking that
I
unless they pay me. And
I
I get it.
I never thought I'd put Justin Gaethje and smart in the same sentence, but that is pretty fucking smart.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. you know, I
Not
get
to
it.
say that he's a dumb guy. It's just, I mean, he's just a fucking animal. I mean, you can't. All I know of that guy is that he's all blood and guts, but doesn't mean that he's
Well,
all brains either.
well, he is a maniac. I mean, he said that he requires full camp to get prepared and get into that mode, that fight mode. So he needs that time. So that's the reason why we see the way he performs. He has to get into this mode within a certain amount of time. So I get it.
I
Came
mean,
big
yeah,
though, man. Maybe he'll be like fucking working out 24 hours a day or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's what he was saying. He's an
dude,
animal.
yeah, he's a samurai, man. I mean, he takes his craft very seriously, even though it is hurting people. You know, it's like that's how the samurai did it. It's like you better be fucking good at how you're gonna kill somebody.
He's a different one, man. I mean, Khabib is one too, but Justin as well.
You can't how you say it? You can't measure that. You know, that little it factor, that thing that they have, that determination, that grit, something else. You
Same,
know,
but yeah, I would love for him to just beat the shit out of Connor. That would be amazing, and just get
yeah,
paid
because
out.
that's gonna be an ass beating and a half, and he's not gonna submit him. That's what's gonna be dope about it. He's not gonna give him the easy way out the way that Diaz and Duffy and these other guys have.
He's been getting first round knockouts, so we'll probably just see that as well. I mean, he's getting better, and he's still getting first round knockouts. So
Well, because he's changed his game up, but in a way that suits him. He's not like there's some guys like this is probably why a big reason amongst many, but one of the reasons that Alistair Overeem drives me crazy because when he loses, he totally switches up to style to something that like he's never done, and it almost looks like he's fighting scared. And that goes whether he's being aggressive or whether he's being passive. Is that you just have the look, you just see the look on his face like, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose. And that's the one thing that drives me crazy about Alistair. Like, dude, what are you doing? Obviously, he's very successful, but like that kind of shit drives me nuts. But with Gaethje, he's like, he's still Gaethje. He's just, instead of going 100 miles per hour, he's going like 85, and it's working for him.
Dude, that hook was beautiful.
And man, those uppercuts in the clinch.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that
Who
too.
did it remind me of? Those as soon as I saw it, I'm like, damn, that reminds me of that one fight. Jesus, I can't think of it right now. It was fucking, yeah, it was nice though. I
He It looked
yeah.
like he put no effort into that hook too. But it was powerful and just the way it beautiful.
Well,
It's
that's the
fucking
thing
nuts, man.
about. I mean, I didn't put a lot of thought into this fight as far as like analysis or anything goes, but I can tell that either Justin studied him very well or he just got very good coaching because Donald does that a lot. He just wades in with his face forward sometimes. I mean, I know Cowboy's a good striker, but as far as the boxing goes, he's getting better. But when he charges in, he's very rudimentary, to be honest. It takes a lot of skill to be able to come forward and keep your defense up and stuff, and he has not mastered that. And Gagey, he knew that and got him.
I hate the fact that he even took this fight, and I think that's what Justin Gaethje also said. Like he hates that he took the fight because it's crazy. Donald fought in January, May, and June.
Yeah,
He thinks that he can still fight this
yeah, of
year
course it does.
again.
Yeah,
Insane. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna
he and
keep
he's
going.
and he's basically taken two concussions in a span of what, 3 months? Yeah, he needs to fucking calm his little ass down, dude. That Dana better just do yeah, quote unquote, the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the guy should take 6 to 9 months off, and I know Cowboy will kill himself before he does that, but he can't
Mhm.
fight this year, man. That shit ain't right. You can give him a UFC newcomer, and that's still probably not fair because he might take damage in that fight too.
Yeah, he needs to just slow down because this is just MMA we were talking about. He has, the kickboxing, Muay Thai fights that he's fought. He's fought so much. Like, you're getting older, you're 36. You just need to slow it down, man.
I don't know much about I don't know if it's his girlfriend or his wife, but I don't know. I hope she's a strong woman. You know what I mean? Like just to have a
Mhm.
word with them. And who knows if Cowboy will even listen? But like,
Probably
I
not.
it's gotta. I mean, it takes a certain kind of woman. It'd be nice, especially because I mean, whatever about their relationship, but they got a kid. And I'm sure she's concerned for the father of her son. It's like, yeah, this is not good.
Some people are talking about having him retire.
Yeah, you know what I saw that was kind of nuts is that saw someone say after the loss is like Cowboys basically just like the best journeyman ever. Like he's got no notable wins. Like every big fight he's had, he's choked. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, shit, are they right? Then I thought about it. I'm like, dude, he beat fucking Eddie Alvarez. Like if you want to talk about names, like yeah, and he technically beat Ben Henderson, although I don't think he did. It's like, I mean, yeah, he's fought everybody, and I think that counts for a lot. But like, it was just weird because like he still has all these records, and they were just saying like, oh, it's easy to get all those records when you fought like a lot of cans. It's like, who
What
gives a
the?
shit? Look how many fucking like, yeah, it's easy to get all those finishes. Yeah, sure, uh-huh. Like this guy was clearly a hater, just trying to troll. But it was just weird that he said that like he's always just fought cans, and I was like, he's always just beat cans. I'm sorry, and I was like. No, no. And then I'm like, well, dude, Eddie Alvarez, Ben Henderson. The Ben Henderson one is debatable, but the Eddie Alvarez one, he kicked the shit out of him. So he said that, oh, his best win was Ally Quinta. I'm like, come on, man.
Oh God, MMA Twitter.
Yeah. What can you do? So what? I mean, so we're basically settling on Connor for Gagey.
Yeah, man. Like, come on. That has to happen. They're already going at it on social media.
And he's dropping truth bombs, man. He's fucking going all out on him. He's like that Dave Chappelle keeping it real when keeping it real goes wrong. You know, he's going all out on that on fucking Connor, man. And I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig when you can talk mad shit about someone and have it be the most god honest truth. Cause that shit hurts more than anything. No, I'm
Right?
serious. Like I tell people about this all the time. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Social Network?
No. Uh-uh.
I don't know if you'll like it because it's like
It's about
a
Facebook,
drama.
right?
It's
It's
about
that
Facebook.
one?
It's
Yeah,
about
that's why I didn't watch it. I didn't give a shit. So I
okay.
should watch it though.
Well, it's a lot of talking. It's just a lot of like heavy dialogue and shit like that. So it's not. I know you like kind of more of the action and stuff like that. So maybe it's not for you. But there's a scene in the beginning with Zuckerberg, you know, with the Facebook guy. He's talking to his girlfriend in a bar, and he's just an arrogant asshole. He's very selfish, and he's just talking about, oh, I want to get in these clubs because it makes you distinguished, and you'll have a better career and all this shit. And he's just going on and on about. She made like this slight comment about that she likes guys that like rowers, and he took it all personal. He's like, "Oh, well, you're just like jocks, and I'm not like that, so shut up." Like he said something like that. It's just he just took it all personal. And at the end of it, it's like a 10-minute scene. They're just going back and forth, and she's like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna go." And then, "Oh, where are you gonna go?" It's like, "Cause I don't really want to date you anymore." And then he got all like, what are you talking about? What?" And he got all like, scared and shit. He's like, come on, we can talk about this. And she just ended up getting mad, and she just held his hand and she told him like, look, you're gonna go through life and you're gonna think that girls don't like you because you're a nerd, and I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that that's not true. Girls won't like you because you're an asshole. And it's like one of my favorite scenes in movie history because like, damn, she fucking buried him just with the god honest truth, you know? Nothing will hurt more than that.
Yeah. That's the true story.
You can't come back from that, man. And like
True story.
that's what Gage's doing with Connor, you know? It's like he's just burying him.
Truth hurts, man. It's all that is out there. You can't fuck with Justin. I can only imagine how the pressers will be
And
when they're both at it.
the crazy thing about Justin, here's the thing that I really respect, just from a personal level, because I can relate to him. He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have kids. And people don't like to do that. Oh, well, you don't have a family, you can't say it. Like, no, bitch, because I know I can be a way better family guy than you. I can be a way better family man than you because you're not even one.
Shit. Yeah. I love it. Like I didn't care for Connor to be back in the picture. I love the fact that everybody was like pretty much shitting on him, saying, "Oh, fuck it, we don't need you." But to see a beatdown from Justin Gaethje, sign me up. I'm
That's
down.
the way to go. That's the way to go. Yeah, can't agree more. All right, so that does it for the rewind. Let's get into our preview of UFC Mexico City. First up, one of the prelims. I think it's the first or second fight of the night. Our girl Betch Correia taking on Sajara Eubanks. What you think, Green?
I try not to laugh.
Okay, it's my girl Correia. Because I respect her way more than you, and you just, I don't know, you can't get over her reach for some reason. She can't.
I was
Oh,
going to talk about it, actually.
yes, of course you are. That's not right, Reen. She can't help it.
If these numbers are correct, Eubanks, she's 5'3" with a 67-inch reach.
Damn, she's short. I thought she was bigger.
Correia, she's 5'5" with the 64-inch reach. I'm
Holy
laughing at that number.
shit! Oh my.
I'm like, wait a minute. Fucking T-Rex arms. See, I'm telling you.
Okay, say that again.
She
Correia's
got short
5'5".
arms.
She's
Yes.
5'5" and what?
64-inch reach.
Damn.
Shajardo is 5'3" with 67.
Damn.
How is that? I hope these numbers are right. Topology. Look, let me
They're
know.
pretty. Yeah, they're pretty reliable with that stuff. Yeah, I rarely see discrepancies with them, but god damn, that's hilarious. But still, like, we gotta be fair. There's more to a fight than reach.
Uh, well, it's a fight. I mean, she got short arms. What is she gonna do?
But she's fucking beat so many way better strikers than her. I mean, some people thought she was beating Aldana, who we're going to talk about in a bit, but some people thought she was beating Aldana before she got subbed. And to be fair, she was at the very least competitive, even if I don't think she was necessarily winning.
Aldana should have used her reach more. She got
Aldana's,
into like a Correa's fight. She won.
I,
She got into her fight.
you got to remember, Aldana's Mexican to a fault. Like, she's a very good outfighter, and, she has her weaknesses, but she enjoys brawls sometimes. She just gets in those wild brawls every once in a while. She just like the Pujilova fight,
Hmm.
That didn't have to be like that, but she's like, fuck it. She just does that sometimes.
Well, I think there's going to be another brawl here because of what we saw with the Aspen Lad fight with Shijaro.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was
Is
an amazing fight. So
is that the best women's fight this year? I'm trying to think of a better one. I mean, Grasso and Kovalkovich was interesting too. We're gonna talk about Grasso later too, but I mean, Kovalkovich got the shit kicked out of her. The Eubanks Lad fight was very back and forth.
yeah, Shijaro. So this is interesting. I just want to see what happens. But my pick is Eubanks. Sorry, I'll try not to laugh at her anymore.
You're just a hater, and that's fine. That's fine, but that's fucked up. That's like making fun of a special needs kid. Like they can't help that they have their condition.
You know what? It's so funny that everybody has the same opinion that Betch Correia, yeah, we all have like our feelings towards her, but it's just fun to watch what happens. Is that crazy?
Well, yeah, because she's an. I don't want to
Everybody's
say no. I don't want to say she's an exciting fighter because not all her fights are exciting, but she's really interesting because she does so little yet does so much. Like it's the reason like I never cared too much for Floyd Mayweather, and boxing and stuff. I didn't really like his fights. We just watched them because it's a Mayweather fight and you watch them. But a lot of people said that Bernard Hopkins was really boring, but I always liked him because he was very awkward and he just did really subtle things that people didn't catch on to. He was very crafty, and that's what Kohei is like. It's like you don't really know what she's doing, but she just draws these people into these fights. There's a reason for it. Like she's very unassuming.
you don't know what she's doing. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Oh shit. Sorry.
What were you saying?
You said you don't know what she's doing.
It's true. I mean, do you like if you were fighting Kohei, what is a good plan of attack for her? Because if you pressure her, I mean, she's got some decent counters. She can fuck you
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Even with her reach and everything. Like that's what's so weird about her. Is like you can't just rush her. Ronda did, but Ronda was just like she's 100 miles per hour. She's all go, and she
She's like
was
Sonic the Hedgehog and shit.
yeah. Like I mean, in that case, it worked for her because it's like yeah, she was just all fucking piss and vinegar. But reasonable people, they can't just go at her like that because she does hit
Mm-hmm.
hard. It's
Just
it's
kick the shit out of her. It worked for Holly.
she's she gave her one kick that whole fight, nothing happened. That's what I'm saying. Like
That
she's
was funny.
nothing happened though. Like even if you say like leg kicks, well, look at the legs on her. Like not saying she can't fucking come down, but still, like that's a lot of meat you're hitting there. She's an
Well,
interesting person.
before that fight, I called for that too. I was like, just fucking kick her in the head. Look how short she is.
With Holly,
Yeah, just
well,
kick her in the
that's
head. Look how short she is. And then she got short arms. I'm like, just fucking kick her head off. And finally, it happened.
that was a
But I,
really interesting fight. I think there was no other way that fight could go because of that the size discrepancy. It's not just of the length thing. Holly's not just tall, but she's also long, and of course her head kicks are dynamic. So yeah, that was easy to say. You're a short fighter against a long fighter with really good head kicks. That's there all day.
yep,
But yeah, nothing happened before that.
big ass head. Sorry.
Big ass head, big ass, little arms. Yeah.
She's sorry. Damn it, man. Okay. It's so mean. Bitch, go ahead. I apologize.
No, you don't.
Trying my best. Anyways, I still got Eubanks.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with Correa now, just to
Oh
prove a
my
point.
god. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Regardless, wherever we differ, I think there's no way that this isn't a fun fight because Eubanks does go balls to the wall. So I think she's gonna bring out the best of Correa
It's gonna be a brawl.
for sure, for sure. Next up, my girl Irene Lana versus Vanessa Mello, who's coming in on like a week's notice. The original fight, man, this fight has been booked a few times too. Lana was supposed to fight Marion Renault. I think they were supposed to fight Invicta like years ago. This is before I even knew who Renault was. So this girl's taking her place, and she's coming off of a win off Jan Finney, and that I don't know what to do about that because Jan Finney is the biggest can in women's MMA, but some of the greatest women's MMA fighters have beat her. Shevchenko beat her, Holly Holm beat her, Cyborg beat her. So beating Jan Finney might not mean much, but at the same time, some of the best fighters ever have beat her. So I don't know what to make of that chick. I haven't seen much of her aside from little highlights of that fight, and it's just yeah. But Alana, I mean, yeah, obviously, needless to say, I'm gonna go with her.
Same, because I saw that. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're on a 5 fight win streak. Your last opponent was Jan Finney. You've been going nonstop with decision here, decision there. She's fought like 3 times already this year, and she's coming on this fight short notice with against Aldana. Yeah,
And at altitude,
that's a
then
tough
the
order,
shit.
man. And there's just the size discrepancy already.
How big is she? She didn't because I think she fought at strawweight earlier in her career, so
She's like
I don't
5'5". She's little compared to Aldana. Aldana is like 5'9".
yeah, Lana's all arms and
I'm
legs. So,
long, yeah,
yeah,
long and lanky, and that's tough, man.
yeah. I mean, Aldana makes even fights that shouldn't be competitive fun. So I think this will be a fun fight. I don't know if it'll be a decision or a finish, but she that's the reason I like her. She's always entertaining, win or lose. So it should be a good fight. And then the Pennington loss, that was her last fight. I think she's gonna come back from that, and then obviously I don't think she has to worry much here about some of the problems that Pennington brought. So I think she's gonna come back better from that loss. But then again, we totally discounted Tristan Connolly last week, and look what happened. So, well, I don't really have a doubt that Aldana's gonna make weight and whatnot and be doing flippy shit. So, moving on to the co-main event, Carla Esparza versus Alexa Grasso. This is one of those fights I'm actually surprised hasn't happened earlier. This is what I mentioned earlier in the show too. I wrote a piece about this, my debut with Combat Press. Finally got around to it. You guys want more detail? You can go and read that and get all the nitty gritty in this. But here's my bias and my non not so professional opinion. I love Lex Grasso. I'm not such a big fan of Esparza. And I promise you that this article that I wrote, I did not weigh this in. I did it as professionally as possible, and I picked Grasso. And basically, I just think Grasso can do more of the things that she wants comfortably, and Esparza will not be able to because of the altitude, namely for that's a big reason. But also, I think Grasso's been getting better, and if she follows some simple advice, namely not throwing naked body kicks, I think she can get it done.
I'm going for Aldana too.
No, Grasso.
I mean, no, Grasso. Sorry.
I know all
You
Mexicans
meant
look alike
Aldana.
green, but we have souls and they're different people.
I was gonna make a joke about that earlier and say, yeah, I'm just gonna go with all the fucking Mexicans, but I didn't. But yeah, I was gonna go with Grasso too because I don't really care for Esparza. I just think that Grasso is a all-around better fighter, anyways. Esparza has some striking, but it's all wrestling. It's worked for her, but I don't think with Grasso, I don't think
I
it's gonna work.
I wrote in my article that as much as I wanted it to be a finish or a dominant win for Grasso, I think this is actually going to be close because they both have weird habits that when I first saw it, I'm like, man, this might be like a really close split decision where it can go either way. Kind of similar to like the KGB Calderwood fight. Then I started seeing, I'm like, no, I think Grasso has more ways of winning. But the thing with Esparza is that she has very odd timing, and I think that's gonna cause problems for Grasso because I think she's gonna be able to outstrike her, but I don't think she's gonna be able to outstrike her like in a really dominant way, like the way she did to Kowalkiewicz. I think she's gonna be able to do just enough because Esparza is actually very efficient with her striking. It's maybe not the most accurate and it's not the most like technical, but she does a few things very well and she doesn't do more than she needs to. But where she falls apart sometimes is the actually the wrestling. Her wrestling is very good as far as getting people on the floor, but sometimes in scrambles and stuff she gets a little overzealous and people take advantage. And even though Grasso is not the greatest wrestler or even the best jiu-jitsu girl, she's pretty game to go to the floor. So I think she'll survive and she'll do pretty good down there.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what happened in the Tough House. Every time I like hear about Carla Esparza or yeah, it's crazy. Carla,
yeah.
and then just the ass whooping she took from Joanna.
Well, so what's so funny about that is okay, so women had been in the UFC for a few years at that point when Joanna beat Esparza, but it was still fairly new. I remember watching that pay-per-view, that fight at Buffalo Wild Wings, and not many people knew who either of them were. And I didn't know much about Joanna. Like, I mean, I'd seen her fights, but I'm like, I don't know, honestly, she's gonna beat this chick, and obviously she beat the dog shit out of her. And the whole time she was landing, I was the only person, and it's not like people weren't watching the fight, it's just nobody knew or they were disturbed, but I was the only person in the restaurant going, fuck yeah. Like I was just cheering and clapping every time Esparza was getting fucked up. And by the end of the fight, people were just looking at me like I was this psychopath who like loves seeing women get beat or something. I don't know. I had this weird look from some of the people like, dude, calm down. I'm like, do you not see this? Like, why is everyone disturbed but me? This is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was that murder, and then the Jessica Panay fight when she just busted her up. Like that was fun times.
Yeah, it lasted
We're
for like
all like reminiscing.
it lasted for like a good 2 or 3 fights, but no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think Grasso can be like that dominant with her,
No, I'm just
but
saying.
yeah, but Jędrzejczyk, I think that's a good fight because although Esparza has gotten better and she's kind of evolved, Jędrzejczyk did the right things in that one because this was when she was still kind of coming up in the UFC. She didn't throw so many kicks, and I know it's because she was scared of getting taken down. But against Esparza, like if they were to fight right now, she should do the exact same thing because Esparza's really good at catching kicks. So it was actually really smart that she did that, even though she may have been a little bit too conservative with the striking. But if like Esparza, if Grasso can do something like that, yeah, I think she can get like a more clear win. But yeah, so decision, but I think Grasso takes it. And again, if you guys want to read more, get more in depth in that, I have it linked on my Twitter, and I'll start sharing it a little bit more, especially once the episode comes out. Be kind of in unison. Uh, Last up though, main event, and I gotta be honest, I haven't thought about this one too much. I don't know why, but it's a good fight. Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stevens. Um, I don't know, Rain. What's your thoughts on that? I really have not put any thought into this fight.
I've been going back and forth with it. I don't know, man. Stevens, he seems so intense. I don't know if you've been watching any of the media stuff, the face off.
He hasn't been have. I'm not trying to make fun or light of this. Actually asking. He hasn't been. Is he all there mentally? You know what happened a few years ago with
Yeah.
the Aldo fight and stuff.
He was just offended, I guess, about what Yair said.
What yeah,
Like
you're saying?
that Stevens is like the old school fighter and then he's like the new school fighter, you know?
Huh?
It was just some
But
statement that was made that yeah, he's old, pretty much.
uh, it's not the first time people have said things about that in general, like in fighting. But
Yeah.
Jeremy Stevens, I mean, he doesn't seem like it takes much for him to get pissed off.
Well intense. I guess Tony Ferguson told him that his footwork sucks, so he was helping him with that. Did you know that they were training together? Jeremy Stevens and Tony Ferguson?
No, because I know. Last I heard, anyway, the Stevens. I thought he'd always been with the Lions, so I know he always trained. That's funny that he would even say that his footwork sucks because he trains with Dominic Cruz.
I thought that was funny when he told that story. So yeah, he's been working with Tony. So he worked with Tony for a little bit, and then he ended up going to Mexico and training there for a little bit. He's been there, I think, a month now. He's been there
Uh,
for a while, but yeah, before he left, he was with Tony.
Jeremy Stevens has been in Mexico City proper.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
for
that's
like a
good.
couple weeks. Yeah, so he's
Yeah,
been like just enjoying the scenery and being one with the people.
a lot of people forget too that Jeremy Stevens is part Mexican. I think he's half Mexican too.
Yeah,
I
he's been
guess it's
saying that.
more. I guess it's more obvious with him than this is someone like Justin Gagey.
Yeah,
But
his roots, his wife,
yeah,
his kids. Yep.
yeah. I'm not the biggest Yair Rodriguez fan, and I know it's been a years technically coming off that elbow KO of Korean Zombie. Yeah, he gets injured a lot, so I'm always hesitant with him about stuff. And then the whole contract thing. I know that was kind of a while ago now, but when you haven't fought in this long, I think it just kind of puts you in a weird spot. Stevens has been the shit.
Pressure fighter.
You know what? What you said earlier about going with all the Mexicans, I thought I was gonna do that, and now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, this might not turn out well for Rodriguez. I think I got to go with Stevens.
I think I'll go yeah then. I'll go yeah. I'll do
So
that
you
instead.
really are gonna go with all the Mexicans?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Fair enough.
I'll be
Somebody has
wild.
to, right?
He's been so cool and chill. Even though like
Yeah, yeah.
Jeremy Stevens, even though he's been like acting out and he didn't want to shake hands with Rodriguez. I guess he was offended by that, by the way, too. Um,
Who was? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he was actually a little offended by it, and he had to meditate to find his center again before he like got emotional and reacted. But he said that he was getting there.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, he was getting a little
That's
upset, but
that's interesting.
yeah, because the entire time he's all super chill. He's like, he didn't want to shake my hand, so yeah, I just had to like leave it alone and
He's one of those guys. I never
meditate.
understood that. I've never understood that. I don't know, and I don't know if you can relate to it because I think it's more of a guy thing. But I don't know. I know a lot of people like that. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why you'd be offended by someone who wouldn't shake your hand. To me, it's like, oh, fuck it. All right. I mean, you don't want to do it, it's cool. I don't know. It's like no skin off my back. It doesn't bug me at all. And I've done that to people actually. Like once or twice in my life, they really deserved. Well, they actually really didn't deserve my handshake because they did despicable shit. But yeah, I've had that look too of like, what the fuck? You're not gonna give me your hand? Like, no, not if you haven't earned it.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
when you're a bit of a piece of shit. But no, I mean obviously this is like fighting. This is supposed to be professional and stuff. So like I get it. There's like you should have professional, but I don't know.
mhm.
I just don't get that whole thing or that gesture of you to get mad because someone doesn't. Because I guess because I take it too literally because I understand what shaking hands means. I don't know if people understand what it means, and I find it funny that like people take it so bad. Like people shook hands back in the day to show that they're not armed. It's to show that they can be trusted. So to me, it's like
Mhm.
if someone doesn't want to shake your hand, it's like obviously they probably want to harm you if you were trying to take it literally. So yeah, if someone doesn't want to shake your hand, you probably don't want to shake their hand anyway.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. So interesting. But yeah, Rodriguez didn't want this fight too, by the way, because he thinks it's just going backwards. It is kind of, I mean, in
But
rankings terms.
you haven't fought in a year or so.
Yeah, rankings terms. Yeah, it is going backwards. But
I mean, look at
Jeremy
Korean
Stevens.
Zombie. He got knocked the
Yeah.
fuck out and he came back and look what he did to Moicano. I mean,
Mhm.
I haven't looked at the rankings lately, but I wouldn't be surprised if Korean Zombie's ahead of even Rodriguez because of activity.
Yeah. He's like nothing against Stevens, but just going backwards. He knows
Yeah.
him, I guess. They've like trained together before. So interesting. We'll see what
Yes.
happens. Because you know who was supposed to fight him originally? They were trying to get Ortega to fight him, right?
This was
Wasn't it?
supposed to be Ortega and Korean Zombie
Yeah,
about things, and then I don't know. I guess
yeah.
Ortega made a comment about that recently, but I didn't read it. I didn't hear. I don't know. I've been fawning over his luscious locks that he posted on Twitter.
Oh Jesus,
No, I
that's
haven't actually, but many people on Twitter are.
drooling over it.
Oh yeah,
Want to brush it? Brush
yeah.
that hair.
Touch it, twirl it, tangle it, whatever. Yeah.
That's a very unusual body type.
Yes. I don't. I mean, I'm not one to speak. It's got a better body than me, but yeah, it's a bit awkward. I'll say that. Say that. Anyway, moving on. Let's jump. Let's jump into the headlines for this week. And first up, we got a few SADA suspensions. David Branch and Sarah Frodo have been suspended for 2 years for some banned substances. Branch had a very weird name. I can't remember the name, and even if I were looking at it, I wouldn't be able to pronounce it. But Sarah Frodo got suspended for straight up steroids. I did see that one. So and they've both been cut. Sarah Frodo was cut immediately, and David Branch was cut earlier today. It was announced. Um, Thoughts, Rain? Are you surprised? Do you care? Is USADA just what's going on?
I'm not surprised, but Sarah Frodo, you did steroids and you were still 0-2 in the UFC.
Yeah, I saw people tweet that. I saw yeah, yep.
How does that work? Okay,
Do you remember her fight with Hinata Souza?
vaguely.
She
I know I've
was
seen that one.
we did see it. I think we even covered it on the show. But
Yeah,
Souza's a very tiny strawweight, and this chick, I think she came in over
yeah,
5 pounds, and she's already so much bigger anyway. And Souza fought her ass off, and if she was smaller, she probably would have finished her. But just because she was so big, she survived, and she still lost. And then trying to remember her other fight. Obviously, it was very memorable. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all that she was doing this, and it's just
she
sad.
looks scary, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I mean, I know probably not politically correct, but I know she's kind of butch anyway. But yeah, she was a muscular woman. It was a bit concerning, and not to bring up old stuff, Rain, but I'm sorry, I gotta say, she really did remind me of Cyborg at her juiciest, just smaller.
That hurts. I'm
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
that's, that's okay. I
I did,
respect your opinion.
I did buy it for a second. I was like, oh, poor Reed. I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
No, it's all good.
And
I'm not that crazy over it, man.
I know. We've that's
We
why
can
that's why I can
establish that.
tolerate you. That's why I can tolerate you because fans. I like honestly, and back me up on this or shit. Maybe you won't, but I mean
Uh-huh.
sometimes Cyborg sycophants strike me as like Trump sycophants. Like can do no wrong. She's always in the right, and people don't get her, and she's the best, and people are stupid, and that's the reason that Cyborg fans always scared me. I was like, shit, man, they're for real about this shit.
I think it's a new era now. Maybe those people are not around anymore. I don't know.
I think now that she lost, people kind of like they see her as human or something. That she's not infallible. Maybe they're more humble. The fans are more humble.
More fans are coming out. More humble fans, maybe.
We'll see. Like even me, I can't necessarily call myself a fan, but I do respect Cyborg a lot, and I never thought I'd say that
Hmm.
before because she's shown me things of like, oh, okay, she's a serious fighter, and I kind of just took her as like she was just a brawler who took a lot of steroids. That's honestly what I thought before. But now I see that she's like an actual martial artist and does all the right things. Well, for the most part. What I was gonna say is about David Branch. So it's kind of interesting. This is like very. I mean, I guess Branch hasn't had many wins in the UFC as of late either. But I don't know. Like, he's older. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this substance he tested positive for doesn't seem as egregious as Frodo's. I don't know. Like, is you think Branch kind of got fucked over, or is just got to treat him the same way?
I don't know what it is, so I don't
Yeah,
know
they.
what he got suspended for. So I'm wondering.
I think it was some kind of testosterone, like some kind of like synthetic testosterone, if I remember correctly.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I think there's just something, and I don't know if this is a sexist thing or it's just because steroids, like actual legit steroids, have still have that stigma. But when females do
Mhm.
steroids, it's like I don't know. It gives it like a weird, what do you call it? Like a weird vibe. It's like a weird taboo. You know what I mean? It's like women can test positive for shit, but steroids is like the big no no.
Yeah, I wonder if they just let him go to give him opportunities later.
Yeah, because I don't think.
He's
Yeah, I don't-
37.
yeah, but that's the thing. What I was thinking with Branch is like they probably even like Branch, but they just looked at him like he's 37. Time he comes back, he's gonna be 39. He's probably not even gonna win a belt now. Like fuck it, let's cut him loose.
Hmm.
And then I don't know. I mean, I know he was at WSOF before, so I don't know if he'll try and go to PFL. If they'll just let him come in, because I remember there was a weird thing with Frank Mir when he tested positive. He got suspended and he was signed with Bellator, but he couldn't fight for like a couple of months because he was still under suspension. I wonder if Branch will probably was going to want to go to like One or Ryzen or something to just get it over with.
That's what I was thinking. Just
I
go
mean, it'd be the
overseas.
easiest thing, yeah, because if he signs with Bellator or PFL, he's gonna have to honor his suspension. So I think.
Yeah, I mean, with Branch, this is just me. Hopefully, just thinking about it, like they did him right. They try to figure it out, and they're like that. That's the best thing to do. Hopefully, they have a heart like that. Because if he even admitted, like, yeah, I'm not going to fight it, I don't have the funds or whatever, because it does cost money
Yeah,
to fight it in the
yeah,
first place.
yep,
So there's that too. So I'm just hoping that that's how they take care of these guys. But hey, it's the UFC, so let's see.
yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that bit of news. Next up, Jacare. So we announced last week that he's going to be taking on Jan Blankovic later on this year, and interview came out with him earlier this week that he is pretty candid about mental health issues that he's been having. It just sounds like he was severely depressed. He didn't go into too many details, but I thought it was really cool for him to even mention this. I mean, is it? I mean, I think we can all agree Ryan, that it's concerning, but I mean, what do you think about him even talking about it, like saying it out loud to especially to media?
I think it's great. I mean, even at the highest level, you're still human. You have to slow down. You have to take care of yourself.
What
Mind, body, and soul. Like whatever he's going through, it's great that he's doing this.
What do you think about him fighting right now? What do you think about him being open about this stuff, yet still taking a fight in a few months?
Well, he's going through treatment. He's been doing that. So I mean, I hope that he discussed it with his doctor that he's going to be doing this. He's going to get back in the game because he was talking about not fighting. That's what he thought. He didn't want to do that anymore. He was in tears. He was crying about it. He was going to the gym,
Yeah, and you know what?
crying and getting emotional.
That's so tough to hear, but like it gives me immense respect for him because it's like I had not to bring up old stories, but honestly, it's like, look, this guy, he knows that this is his job, and I'm sure deep down somewhere he still loves it, even if it's been a rough patch. Still, he still loves it, but like, he's doing it because he sees it as his job, and he's being honest about his situation. And someone like BJ Penn was, you know. acting a fool and saying, "Oh, this is the only thing that keeps me clean," and yet it's obvious that it doesn't. And it's like it seems like he can't cope and admit that he has a problem, whatever it may be, drugs or mental health or what have you. It's like I don't know. I see the difference between a guy like that, a guy like Jacare being forthcoming and possibly even considering retirement because his mind's not all there, as opposed to BJ, where he thinks fighting is going to fix everything.
It was sad to read about that. Just see what he's been going through. He didn't go to the gym for 3 months, no training at all. Just going through all these issues. Like he starts going and he's just emotional about it. And then yeah, he started seeking help, and he didn't get into those details at all. But hopefully, with this weight change too, moving up to a different weight class will help, because why go through that stress? Why stress yourself out even more?
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any kind of correlation between weight loss and depression or mental issues, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. When you're cutting weight, you're losing water and you're losing fluid in the brain. So
And your
if it's
body's
some kind
stressing
of
out.
yeah, and if it's some kind of chemical imbalance or whatever's going on in the head, yeah, it's probably not good to be severely dehydrated. So yeah, I mean, if he is gonna fight, I guess this is the best way to do it. I'm not a doctor, but it seems reasonable enough to me.
Yeah, and he's a black belt. He's been doing it for a while. He's been grappling with monsters. Like that's a different mindset too.
And you know what? Well, shout out to Jacare's wife too. He said that he owes her a lot because speaking to her, being honest to her about it, she's the one that told him that this would probably. She'd been telling him for a while now, I guess, that he should do this, and he finally took her up on it. So props to Mrs. Jacare. Next up, well, it was announced earlier. I think it was last week. Well, later last week and earlier this week now that Zabit Magomedsharipov had pulled out of his fight with Calvin Kattar at UFC Boston, and now it's already been rebooked. And unfortunately for Kattar, he's gonna have to go to Moscow. There's gonna be booked on that Dos Santos versus Volkov fight. What do you think, Rain? What do you think about him? I mean, is this? I mean, obviously this really sucks for Kattar. There's no other way around it, but what do you think about the UFC doing this? You think it's just is the right thing to do, or they didn't think about this till after they actually done it?
Originally, I was reading that Zabit pulled out because of injuries, but that wasn't really the case. The real news was that, yeah, there wasn't really a straightforward answer on why this fight was being moved to.
Really? Yeah, because I was like, wait, what is it? I'm like, how are you injured and come back in a month?
Yes.
Unless it's like a
So,
cut or something, but I don't think you would have stopped your training camp for that.
yeah. Because I'm like, wait, how can you ready to go? But why can't you just meet the original date? Because it sounds like you're ready to go. Like, you really know? Like, it's just weird. But yeah, the real answer was like, no, it wasn't disclosed. So
I,
I'm just like, what is this? Conspiracy theory?
what I was gonna say as soon as you brought that up that it wasn't an injury, I'm like maybe it's visa issues, but if I don't think
Yeah.
I think he trains in New Jersey. I think he trains with Frankie and them. Like I don't know if he lives there, but I know he has like he's been in America. I know that. I don't think they just pulled his visa, and who knows if he might actually live here. I don't know about his living situation, but I don't think visa is like the go-to.
I thought that too, like maybe his coaches or whatnot, but I mean, his coaches are here, right?
Yeah, Mark Henry.
So that's not it either. So it's just strange, but a couple weeks later, it's already rebooked. Say what?
Yeah.
Shenanigans, but okay.
Who knows if it's a thing, and this would be weird to even bring up. Like if I was the beat, I don't think I would ever tell someone at the UFC this or whatever. Maybe if it's a thing that when the fight got announced, he was injured. He probably hadn't been training much, so he's probably only been training for like who knows 2 or 3 weeks, and he wants like a better camp. There can always be a thing of that too, but it's just be weird if they actually moved the fight from, especially to his home country. That's kind of fucked up.
I don't know. Maybe they saw something in Khabib fighting in Abu Dhabi. So,
Yeah, he was like one of
gotta.
the few Agomer Sharapov, Magadovian, those those names that were not on the card because it seems like every other Av, last name ending in OV was already on there. So yeah, I guess they did maybe want to expand the market more, but definitely a weird choice. Next up, news came out this week that Nick Newell has gotten his contract at Bellator extended. He had a one fight bout earlier this year. It was a few weeks ago that he fought, and he won his fight. And Scott Coker decided to renew it for an extra 4 fights. So, what do you think, Reen? I mean, do you think this is because I don't know how. Do you know how old Nick is?
He's
He's not.
35.
Oh, okay, so he's not necessarily young, but he's not necessarily old either.
Mm-mm.
4 fights seems like a good deal because I mean I could see him retiring after 4 fights, but I don't know. I don't know if he's still set on coming to the UFC. I don't think Dana will ever sign him. He'll sign women beaters, but God forbid you have an inspiring dude with one arm, one and a half arms. I'm sorry.
Well, I was reading that they're already targeting him to fight at Bellator 231, 232, and that's in October. So he has a quick turnaround.
Yeah, he didn't take much damage. I mean, it's definitely doable for him, and if he's down for it, yeah, he of course he can do it.
So that's pretty amazing that he was concerned about, you know, getting a contract or not, and now he has a 4 fight contract with a fight already coming up.
I mean, I think that's the best thing. Like, if I was Scott, I'd probably do the same thing. If I was Scott Coker, like, yeah, let's give him like a 1 or 2 fight deal. We'll see how it goes with him, and if it looks impressive, yeah, let's extend it and like, yeah, maybe keep going little by little. Okay, now you have a 3 fight deal. Okay, now you have a 4 fight deal, and now you have a 5 fight deal. Obviously, I don't think he'll get that far in, but yeah, I think he did it the right way. 4 fights. That's like
Hmm.
maybe another 2 years. He'll be what, 37? If he takes 2 fights a year, or yeah, I think it's a good thing. You don't want to sign him up for like some 8 9 fight deal. That doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Mm-mm. But good for him, man.
Yeah,
Crazy.
big fans here.
Look at the
um
fucking chokes, the rear naked chokes, and the arm triangles. It's fucking amazing.
oh, that's right, he got an arm triangle in his last fight. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Rear naked chokes, like I see it and it's weird to see, but I'm like, I get it. But arm triangles, that's a whole nother deal, man. You need a lot of leverage. Motherfucker figured it out though.
In the first round too.
uh this is this is kind of
Badass.
weird. This is kind of weird. I'm not saying this to make fun of him or nothing, but it's kind of. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be an asshole. But it's kind of funny that I was watching this thing on Real Sports on HBO, and they're interviewing this kid who was, I believe he was born without an arm, so very similar to Nick Newell, and he's like this world class golfer. Like he's this child prodigy. He learned how to swing a golf club really hard using his body, even just with one hand. But you know what his biggest challenge? Like he can do. He's a little boy, man, but he's inspiring. Like I almost cried watching this because he can fucking do everything. Put on his own clothes, fucking dress himself, everything. But he gets really frustrated. It's like the one thing that it gets really frustrated because he always has to have help
No, what is it?
putting his pants on. Well, not necessarily putting his pants on, but buttoning and zippering it up.
Oh
Because there's no way to go around that. So that's why after I
no.
saw that, now that I see Nick Newell, I'm like, fuck, that sucks, man. You're like, unless he's found some weird way to do it, but I'm like, man, 35-year-old man, and he's an awesome fighter, a great athlete, but probably doesn't know, and probably can't put his pants up without help.
Damn,
Kind
why gotta just ruin everything?
of. And you know
So
what?
sad.
Not to, I'm gonna sound like a pussy here, but earlier this year I smashed my thumb at work on this heavy thing. I got all purple, and yeah, I fucked my thumb up for like a good month there. And for like 2 weeks, it was such a pain in the ass to button up my pants. Man, the thumbs are really useful, man. I started really cherishing my thumbs after that. it's weird how useful fingers are, especially the thumb. So
Oh,
I, in a weird
firsthand.
way, I can relate, Nick.
Oh, firsthand knowledge.
A little bit. Nowhere near as bad as these guys, but yeah, Nick Newell's an inspiration, and so is that little kid on Real Sports. You guys can find it. I implore you to watch it. It's pretty cool. Last up, so this isn't really a headline. This is just we're gonna say some thoughts. So the Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal presser happened earlier today, and Rain, I'll let you continue.
Can you add in like a crickets noise in the
No,
edit?
the cricket's gone today. I'm sorry, I can't bring him back.
Damn it.
The fucking cricket went away today.
Damn it.
Oh, sorry,
Well,
bad
that's,
for you.
I mean, that's the way it was pretty much, right? It just seems so uneventful. Like, what was the point of it?
Were you really expecting shit talk though? Were you expecting like some McGregor-esque shit?
No. I
What?
expected something different, but not that.
I'm
I knew
not.
they were gonna shit talk. I didn't expect the dumbass questions though. The
I'm not
repeated
even.
questions, like Masvidal wasn't even happy about that.
I'm not even saying this to be a prick or to be sarcastic, but honestly, the best thing of this to me was the stare down because it was like there was no like they weren't angry, they weren't pushing each other, it was nothing crazy like that, but it was such an interesting look that they both had because it was like full respect, but they're also not afraid of one another.
Yeah.
Like it was really intense, but also really cool to see. Like it was all kind of worth it because of the end, but yeah, there was nothing really of note there. I mean, I'll give a shout out to Ant Walker. I think he tweeted earlier today that the guy that basically called Nate Diaz a pussy because he's a vegan is like, man, he makes me that guy's making me want to go vegan.
Oh god, that's so funny.
Fuck that guy. Not Ant, the other guy, the guy at the presser.
Oh, it just, it was a production. It was entertainment. When the announcer said, "Oh, this is for the BMF title is on the line," or whatever, at the beginning of that presser, I'm like, "Oh my god, the UFC is fully embracing this." I don't know how to react. I don't know how to feel about it because it,
Well,
it just looks so corny. It
so
looks corny as shit, man.
this is opposed. This is not what you were saying a week or two ago, though, when we first brought up this whole thing.
I know. It sucks because I was all for it, but not when the UFC is fully embracing it like this. Even when the UFC sign changed to black and white, I don't know if you guys noticed that. With it just doesn't look organic. That's what I liked about it. These two guys are real. They're raw. Nothing's scripted. So when I see all this and even the narrator talking about it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not ready for this shit.
Well, this was my whole point last week when we talked about it. Is that I have absolutely no problem with this fight. It's amazing. This is probably the most the most psyched I've been in for a fight in a real long time. But my problem with that belt is not it's they're yeah the two realest motherfuckers in the game, but they're putting a fake ass belt on them, and that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I get the whole belt thing, and I'm even surprised about that they're actually making a belt.
I when when the fight, I can't even say when it was announced, just the fact that Diaz brought it up after the Pettis win. The reason that I got so jacked for it too is obviously more than anything the fight, but I mean I will always go back to Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward in boxing. To me, my favorite boxing fight of all time. Those guys fought 30 rounds. They fought three times, and none of they were not champions. They fought 10 rounds because it was not for a belt, but it was fucking amazing. And like that's what ended up being so dope about those fights and what people loved about it. Like, dude, these guys fought their asses off. They took years off their lives for nothing. Like for for not a belt for nothing, like just for guts and glory. Like that was amazing. I know it's really like kind of barbaric to talk like that now, but that's what's so dope about this fight. Like to me, this fight's a throwback. It's not about belts. It's not about. It's about fucking just finding out who the baddest motherfucker is. But you can't just say that. You gotta actually personify it. You gotta put something around their waist, even though it doesn't literally means nothing. And as
Hmm.
we've talked about off air, I don't think this is a one-off as much as Dana wants to say it is.
Oh my god.
I'm predicting it
It
here.
would have been fun just one time.
I'm
Maybe a
predicting it.
belt, maybe not. you
I'm
know?
predicting it here. Cowboy will be next. Cowboy will get the winner of this fight.
Oh god.
He will. He will.
God. I will say this, yeah, the setup was cool though. Um, it was the Brooklyn Bridge, right? In the
Yeah,
backdrop
that was
with
cool.
the sunset. Yeah, and the sun went away. It was dark. It was beautiful, spectacular, cool. But it's not them. It's not Jorge. It's not Nate.
So
So
you wanted
hopefully,
more of a? Did you want more of like a Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz one type situation, like just in some emptied out gym or some shit?
that would have been cool, like Warehouse, like they did with Darren Till and Jorge, just like a one-on-one like
Hmm.
interview or something. They
Yeah,
don't need all this because that's not who they are. They don't like to do it. They don't like doing media bullshit. But
gotcha.
I understand, why they have to do it because it is at MSG. That's why I didn't want them to go to MSG. They have to do all that media work. They have to do the circus. So
And it was only 20 minutes too. That's why I was like, dude, like if I was there, those people probably waited in line for like hours and I only got like 20 minutes of questions and like nothing fucking happened. Props to Jorge though for wearing that Scarface suit. That was the shit.
oh god, that was
Yeah,
badass.
that was the shit.
Badass.
But
Did you notice the crowd though? I'm like, huh, that's
yeah, there are a
different.
bunch of there are a bunch of fucking weirdos, man.
right?
Uh,
I'm like, huh.
They
Are you
totally
guys real fight fans or are you guys like stage hands? Like you guys are just all set up or like what is this?
they totally glossed over Phoenix Carnivale, who actually had decent questions, and then even Ariel
Oh
looked like he
man.
wasn't into it. Even Ariel was like, I don't know what he asked at the end. It was like a really weird, dumb question about fuck. I don't even remember. It's like some innocuous bullshit that nobody even thought of.
Well,
But
when Phoenix was still talking, they started chanting pussy. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, oh, this is rough. Poor
I
Phoenix.
well, I think Jorge started that because they were talking about Usman, and they were just he was just like, yeah, fuck them, they're pussies, and he just started going pussy, pussy. But when a
She's
woman's
just sitting
talking
there.
and
Yeah,
you're
she's
that's
just sitting there.
it's funny
Bad
because
timing.
I saw that, and I was just cringing because I was just like, why? But now that you just said it, the way that you said it right now, it's just like, oh god, I feel so bad for her. That's weird and gross and fucked up.
See, that's the thing. Like,
Uh, and it's not her fault. It's not even the crowd's fault. It's just bad timing.
yeah, I just wonder. I haven't gone to look at the numbers for the YouTube video that they posted for the conference. I just wonder like how many people actually saw that and was like, wait, this is for the BMF.
I
Even like the newcomers, they just heard about this shit. Maybe they were like fans because of the knockout that Jorge had with Ben Askren. Maybe they just hopped on this train. They see that and they're like, huh? Maybe they're fans because they know The Rock is gonna strap a belt on somebody
I
for
think
this
that's a
BMF title. We're all curious. I
I think that's a
wonder.
bit of a stretch. I think with the Rock thing, I think people won't know until like fight week. I know they kind of announced
Yeah,
it, but I think it's still kind of like shaky as of now.
it's just interesting to me, like how many people from like WWE is crossing over because this is happening, or I think this is not the right way to go. There's a better way with these two characters. I'm sorry.
You think the BMF logo will spin?
I can't believe they're trying to trademark it.
Yeah,
I
again,
saw that.
I wish I could give props to whoever on Twitter put that. They're not trying to trademark BMF for a one-off. Come on. And that's when I thought, I'm like, Cowboys next.
How
That's my
could you
first
do
thought.
that? Yeah, because he has the BMF ranch. Cowboy has that and his gym, which is on
Yep.
his ranch, the BMF ranch.
Yeah. So I think we're kind of a similar mind. Like, yeah, the time and money and effort to put into this fight is not about belts and press conferences and whatnot. It's about putting some decent production in it, taking some time. I mean, this would be a great time to release UFC Prime Time from back in the day. I know the UFC said they didn't like it because it costs a lot of money, but it's like, dude, this fight's gonna make you a lot of money, guaranteed. So just do it. Like, it'd be cool to see into their lives because yeah, Diaz and Masvidal don't really like doing media, but it's like these guys when they do prime time, it's like it's very professional and it I know they have to do certain things and I'm sure it's kind of an inconvenience, but I mean it just it gets you so hyped for fights. And I remember whenever UFC prime time I have, even if it's a fight that I wasn't that excited for, by the time the series was over, I was like, I want to see it right now. I want to see it right now. Even though the last one usually was happen like on a Wednesday, I was like, shit, it's 3 days away. Fuck, it's 4 days away. Like I can't wait anymore. I need to watch this fight right now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Something like you said in the warehouse, that Dan Hardy type interview. I mean, HBO, I think always got it well with the face to face, the face to face interview. They have a chair. They have three chairs, Max in the middle, two guys on the opposite sides, and then just a table in front of them. Like they're literally like 2 feet apart, just talking to each other. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
that's the way to do it. Because yeah, this doesn't have to be a shit talking thing. Honestly, like whenever I see those like on HBO, when they ever did those on Big Fight, whenever it was shit talking, I'd get annoyed because they'd just be like, "Oh, what are you saying, man? What about this? What about that?" It was just annoying because you know they wouldn't do anything. But when they were like really serious and very like uh determined, you just saw the look on their face. They were just like I'm gonna fuck you up. You know, they just you just like it's very very similar to the Jorge Darren Till thing. That's why we loved it so much because you saw how authentic it was from both of them.
Yeah, that just that twinkle in Jorge's eye, that smile, like, yeah, let's do it. That's why I want to see. Like, just do something different. This is a unique fight in the first place.
Hmm.
It this is like a fan created fight. No joke.
Yeah,
Seriously, like we're
yeah.
actually getting what we want. But Uncle Dana has his hand in it, so it's I just expected more. Better production. It just looks so fucking corny and just
Just forced.
recreated.
It's
Yeah,
forced, and that's what I mentioned about the whole belt thing. About it's just like they're forcing something on guys that it doesn't suit them. They're
yeah,
not these guys.
yeah. It's forced. So I mean, there's no creativity with something so unique when they have the capability of doing it.
Hmm.
Coming out with something different. Just doing it one time.
Hmm.
You don't have to fucking create a belt, man. Just be a little bit more creative with this one. That's all. But yeah.
Again, and like I know I'm a bit of a purist, but yeah, that's a big reason of why I loved that boxing match between Gotti and Ward. Like because they fought for nothing. It was just to see who was better, and like that's what this fight should be in my mind. But then, like I said, I'm a bit of an animal when it comes to it sometimes. I think now we see that prize fighting is prize fighting, and there needs to be a prize, even though it can't just be a paycheck. Like, there's got to be something on the line. But I don't get it. I think I think a fight's a fight no matter what you put at stake. But uh, yeah. Well, we're gonna get more into detail. We're just gonna keep talking about this till it comes because this is something that actually deserves press, unlike some of this other bullshit happening in MMA. But enough with headlines. Let's get into a few matchups that have been announced. And then Robbie Lawler is coming back very soon. And he's going to take on Santiago Ponzinibbio, who has not fought well, by the time the fight rolls around, in over a year. This fight's supposed to take place at UFC 245, December 14th at T-Mobile Arena. This is the Nunes versus Durandamy fight. This is a fight that I think we're all going to be psyched for until the bell rings.
I think you're right. I have a sad face right now.
I actually like Ponzi, eye pokes and all. I mean, dude's Argentine and he can't help it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going racist on the Argentinians now too. But no, I like Ponzinibbio. I like Ponzinibbio. Yeah, I know some people don't like him. I think he's very exciting, but I don't know. I have a tough time seeing Lawler get up for this one. Maybe he really was really hurt in the Colby fight, and that was just a one-off because the Ben Askren fight we saw that he had a little bit of that fire, but I mean, I just think you can't rely on him right now. He's not dependable.
I don't like it at all.
So, I mean, do you have a better fight for Robbie, or you just don't think he should be fighting at all right now, or what's the deal?
Just just rest. That's only 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, although it was a very dominant win by Covington, I mean, I don't think he like torched him. I don't think he like whooped his ass real bad. But I mean, that's
But
Robbie's had,
Santiago,
yeah. Let's
Santiago, can we
um,
wait? It's like finally we've been like asking about him, right? Like where's he been? Ponzinibbio with what? Vicente Luque. Like that would be an amazing fight.
yeah,
We got this.
yeah,
And Robbie's been fighting.
yeah. Like we should be happy. Well, like I said, I think we are happy until it happens. Like
Yeah.
I'm like shit.
It's like, what do you go for? Okay. We'll think about it then. No reason
Yeah,
to get sad now.
true. Very good point. Another. Yeah, this is technically a matchup. Giga Chikadze, or I believe Giga Chikadze, is filling in as a late replacement for to Brandon Davis at UFC Copenhagen. So Brandon Davis' original opponent dropped out, and Giga Chikadze is going to step in, making his UFC debut. Giga Chikadze is a glory fighter, and he's really exciting. He does rolling thunder kicks and spinning shit, and he's very athletic, very creative. I don't know if that's going to translate well to MMA as far as like all his kickboxing moves, but he does have a, I believe, a 7-2 MMA record, so this wouldn't be the first rodeo. And I actually like Brandon Davis a lot. I think he's a good fighter. He's an exciting fighter. He's a mean guy. So I think this could be an interesting fight.
UFC Copenhagen. I gotta look that up.
That
When
one's
is that?
next week.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn, he's taking a short notice fight, huh?
Yep. But he's from Georgia, I believe, and I believe he still lives over there. So that's
Mhm.
not too far away. I think Denmark and Georgia are like a couple countries away. So maybe it's to his benefit. He
Cool.
doesn't
I
have to
gotta
have
look him up.
he doesn't have to have like long travel. But yeah,
Right?
he's a if he's as good in MMA as he was in kickboxing, this could be interesting. Especially that Brandon Davis likes to strike. It can be fun. That's it for MMA though. Let's get into our news story of the week. And the headline is California man made false mass shooting threat to avoid going to county fair with parents, police say. And I'd read this earlier in the week, and as I was reading this earlier today, I totally forgot that this guy lives in my home city. Not LA, not the greater LA area, literally my city. This guy is from Silmar, which is my neck of the woods. Dude probably lives like 2 miles from me. But yeah, he's 22 years old, and he it was a hoax. He said there was going to be a mass shooting at the Pomona Fair, which is a big thing down here in SoCal, just because he didn't want to go. He wanted to scare his parents off.
Does your fair suck down there or something? Is it that bad that he has to? Oh Jesus!
The Pomona one is like a big one. Like that's not like some like local county fair that it's for like 2 days out of the year. Like no, this happens for like a few weeks and it's very like a lot of people go to it.
He's
There's no
22.
picture of the guy. I wish there was a picture because like I can already imagine what he looks like. He's probably just some fat fuck who just doesn't want to get out of bed or something. How can you
22.
how can you have this much of a gripe with fucking fairs? You're 22 years old, man. You're a grown ass man. You don't have to be going to shit.
That's not a funny excuse at all either. That's what you come up with. You're 22 and that's what you come up with.
Yeah.
You're a pussy. Get your shit together. Why are you even living with your parents?
Uh, yeah,
Sorry.
it's fucking. No, it's just like, come on. What? No, just.
Oh,
Oh,
that's,
God.
oh my god. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, 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 no. You didn't say anything wrong. It's just like, yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
What's the
Yeah.
last name again?
Well, he's Mexican. Well, Hispanic of some kind. He's Eric Villaseñor. And you know he's really Hispanic
Okay.
because it's Eric with a K, not with a C.
It's not white people for once.
No, it's not white people for once. But then props on this guy for proving the stereotype that Mexicans are lazy and violent. There you go.
What the fuck is wrong with your people?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
This
Like,
guy's from my neck of the woods. Fuck this guy, man. I don't give a shit about this guy. Deport
okay.
his ass. I don't give a shit, man. The fucking dumbass.
Okay, never mind. I get why you're still living with your parents. But was that wrong for me to say? But those threats unacceptable. Cannot do that. I hope your mama slapped the shit out of you.
Yeah. Well, he's in jail now, and he's got a bail of $20,000. So
Oh, she's not making that, and you're probably safer in there.
yeah.
Your parents are not helping you.
I really hope not. The police chief, uh, said, though he's 22, he felt it was appropriate to send this threat. We believe it was with the intent it would spark some chaos and commotion, be captured on the media, and use it as an excuse to his parents to not go to the fair. And what's weird is that the police are kind of like, this is just a weird thing. Well, oh, okay, this is the president of the Fairplex, which is the venue that it took place in. He made a weird comment. He said, "This is a great outcome for the fair, and it really provided us an opportunity to test the kind of security systems we have worked so hard to create." So, like, the president of the place was like psyched because they got to prove that it's safe or something. I don't know. I don't know why they're taking this like as a silver lining. Because yeah.
I read that, and immediately Eddie Bravo senses just started going. It was just
And
weird.
what
It was a
way?
weird statement. It was just a weird statement. Like, wait a minute,
You
this is
think this
weird.
dude's in on it?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Just saying, look into it.
I'm just. It was just a weird statement when I read that. I'm like, what? That's so odd. Hey, I don't know. There's somebody, some dumbass. Just stupid people everywhere. But I don't know. It's just weird. That's all I'm saying.
This guy reminds me of that Chappelle Show sketch with the player haters. Player haters ball. The Silky Johnson's nominated for calling in a bomb threat to the Special Olympics, man. Like,
Oh
this
my
is this
god,
fucking guy, man.
that was so funny.
That's my favorite Chappelle Show sketch ever, by the way.
Oh man,
Yes,
22.
yes, even more than Rick James. But yeah, I mean, clearly the guy's young and people do stupid shit at 22. But god damn, this is something a fucking 12-year-old would do, man.
Yeah, happened in California.
Yeah, and well, Pomona's not in my neck of the woods, but this guy's from my neck of the woods, so I'm not gonna act like my city's much better than any other city. And they're in the news. I'll address it. But god damn it, I am sad. I am embarrassed. Fuck this guy so much. I haven't got any update as far as if he's been sentenced or what he'll do. Probably like a lot of community service if he's lucky, but I don't think he'll do jail time. But he's probably gonna have to pay a good fucking fee. So it's gonna be the government's bitch for a fucking few years probably.
I hope they do something because it's not funny.
Yeah, at this in this day and age, yeah, a
I
little
hate saying
touchy.
that. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. Not funny at all.
yeah.
Inappropriate. I mean, they're locking
And
up like
especially
juveniles and shit.
yeah, especially like it's a county fair. I mean, this is for families and mostly children. It's not like you're going to
Mhm.
fucking a bar. You know, a lot of these shootings take place in bars and places where, you know, there's more adults than anything. It's like, dude, you're going where talking about where parents, families, and kids go. Like, come on, man.
Not funny at all. Just because you don't want to go.
I'm sorry. I know it's not funny, but just what a fucking piece of shit. I have to laugh. If not, I'm just gonna just curse and be all angry.
Oh man.
You bring
These news articles are awesome, by the way.
you bring shame to my people, sir. Eric Villaseñor.
Yeah, senor.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I'm like, is that Italian or
No, he's Mexican. I told you the K is what gave it away. When you spell your name Eric, Erik, you're fucking Mexican, or something similar. Something of some people I don't like.
if it's C, it's white people?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
And then if it's CK,
Mhm.
fucking bets are off the window. Who the fuck knows?
Okay.
But Eric with a K, definitely of the Hispanic variety. Yeah.
Damn you, Eric.
It's that's good.
It's an odd ending.
I'm just gonna say it because I already shit on my people enough. I guess I could go off with another one. It's very much like when you see a girl, her name's Brittany, but it's spelled Brittany. She's most likely white trash. I'm sorry, I had to throw that one in there just because I had to make fun of
True.
my own people.
She was in the news, by the way, so
Who?
funny that you brought that name
Who?
up. Britney Spears?
But Brittany is Britney. Her name's
Yeah.
actually spelled the other way.
Yeah.
Doesn't change
I was
anything.
just saying, just her name was brought up this week.
Her middle name's probably Lynn.
I think it is. She was trending.
Well, her sister was what?
Jamie Lynn, I think.
I gotta give props to Ted on that one. The movie Ted to talk about what's her white trash names. Like, oh, is it one of those names with Lynn in the middle? Like, yep. Oh,
Yep.
Brittany.
All this shit going on and like Britney Spears is trending. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't catch that one.
Social media
Yeah.
lets me down sometimes.
Yeah, but then oh man, there's a tweet I saw yesterday of a white woman making pozole. Oh my god, I damn near fucking laughed and died. It was so repulsive, but it was so goddamn funny. I need to show it to you. You're gonna. Have you ever had pozole?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll give you the details of what it is and how you make it, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna show you this video, and you're gonna fucking just, yeah.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about cultural appropriation as long as what you do is authentic and good. This is nor authentic or good, and this bitch is a racist.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, when you fuck it up that bad, I immediately label you a racist. But that's a topic for another day. We'll talk about this off air. So I want to thank you guys for listening. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at juice_MMA. Rain, what's up with you?
Fox with you at Instagram and Twitter.
And as I mentioned earlier in the show, I have an article out from Combat Press. It should be linked to my Twitter account. I'll be sharing it a little bit more once this comes out. Let me know what you think. Retweet it, give it a share. Same thing with the podcast. Share it, review it, like it. And we'll catch you guys next week. Later.
Bye.